What role do incentives, financial incentives, tax incentives, et cetera, play, in your view, in the thinking of a CEO or whatever, whomever, in a company in coming to Florida?
Well, you said it earlier, jobs are very competitive today, and certainly when you look around the globe and look at markets that aren't growing, they know there's a premium for jobs. So certainly incentives play a role in that. I will tell you that your Florida team, we focus first on what I call a consultative selling process. We sell value. We sell the value of locating in Florida first. And then when we make the cut, then we look at how incentives can be used to close the deal. Incentives will never make a bad deal good, but they can make a good deal better to make the choice that Florida is the location for a company to go to.
Would you believe that there are cynics and critics out there that say, well, financial incentives and tax incentives really don't make much of a difference in luring businesses to Florida? They consider many, many factors, and this is just giving good taxpayer dollars to already wealthy companies and so forth. What's your response to that?
I would love to live in a perfect world that we could compete just straight head to head on the advantages here and not have incentives. We all would, but it's not realistic. There are incentives in anything you do. If you go purchase a car, you look at incentives. If you go an appliance, there are incentives that play. Jobs, there are incentives that are in play. And so you look at, first of all, the value of the location. If it meets the kind of what I'm looking for from a tax policy, a business policy, a stable business environment, and then I start looking at my other locations. There are other states that will meet that definition. And then you start making the decision, where would I locate, and then incentives will come into play. I like to point out to folks that, you look at just the utilities that serve the state of Florida and other locations. If they thought there was no value in that, why in the world would they be setting up their own economic development departments to go after a business in their territories? We have utilities here that serve other locations other than Florida. And I will tell you, they're very interested in what we're doing here so that this state can be competitive and be at the table and compete like a North Carolina or a South Carolina or these other states that we compete for jobs.